Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay. My name is Marcus and today I want to walk you through a couple of rounds of Half Pint Heroes, a game by Korax Games, which is about to start on the German Spieleschmiede, but as far as I know there will be an English version of the game. To be honest, the game itself is pretty much language independent. It's all about the rules. And yeah, the game is designed by Johannes Goslar, Roland Goslar and Sören Schafstein. And I think some of you might know some of the names. So for example, Nord, also a game that has been made available through German Spieleschmiede a couple of months ago. And yeah, what you are seeing here is a prototype of the game. So I don't even have a box. So this is what I have. Korax Games were kind enough to send me this nice little envelope. But I think the backs of those cards already have changed. I should be able to show you a screenshot of the new artwork, which I pretty like, to be honest. But from what I understood, the artwork on the card themselves is pretty finished. There might be some tweaks and you have to check out the campaign page. And of course, you will find a link to it in the description of this video. But for me, this looks already pretty finished. You will definitely notice or recognize some of the characters depicted on some of those cards here. But I guess without further ado, let's just jump right into the action. And today I will demo a 3-player game. You can play Half Pint Heroes from 2 to 7 players. I don't know if that's the final player count, but that's according to my rules at least. You can play it with 2 players, but I think it's rather dull. Though this game is really all about the more the merrier, that's for sure. And it's a trick-taking game which is based on poker scoring. So this is what this overview is all about. It pretty much shows you what value each of your card combination might have. But I will explain this game as I go. It's relatively simple in respect to the rules. The scoring is kind of, I feel it really cumbersome, but once you play it once or twice, it gets clear pretty easily. And yeah, today I play against my green friend here and my blue and white friend over there. This is the yellow player and all of the players have those so-called, I think it's voting cards or something like that. Not sure what the English term might be. They all show a 0 from 1 to 3 basically. And this is pretty much how you predict, or let's call them prediction cards, because this is how you can predict how many tricks you are about to take throughout any given round. You play this game over a series of 10 rounds. There are conditions that this game can end a little bit earlier, but in most cases you really played 10 rounds and then you sum up your score, and whoever has the highest amount of victory points is pretty much the winner of Half Pint Heroes. Okay, let's write down our names here, and I really hope we will see a little bit nicer scoring sheet when this game will be actually available. Not sure what they will do, if they provide, let's say, you a piece of paper or if they offer you a PDF to download. Overall, it doesn't really matter because, let's say, in the end, you just need a couple of columns here in order to write down your score. Okay, let's start our very first round. We will reveal the first card from the draw pile. And wow, guess what? Do you know this guy? And this card now has basically 3 information, or maybe 4 information. It shows the color, it shows the value, it shows this river symbol here. I come to that in a second, and it shows the hand symbol here. Right now, the hand symbol is what matters because this determines how many cards each player would get for this round. So each player would draw 5 cards. So here are 5 cards for our Jedi Master, 5 cards for our little astromech friend, and 5 cards for ourselves. Okay, well, that's pretty colorful card combination, but we are not done yet because we still have to reveal cards until we meet that number down here. This is the first card. This already does count, so let's reveal one more. Let's reveal another one. So those are the 3 public domain cards that are available for this round. So, and yes, you might have seen this mechanism before. That's similar to Texas Hold'em poker. So those are pretty much community cards that can be used for combinations for any of the players. After all the players have checked their cards, it's now time to make the predictions pretty much. This is where those cards come into picture. So I compare my cards and take those community cards into consideration and decide how many tricks I might be able to take during this round. So I have to check for all possible combinations that are available. So here and here, for example, I have a pair, for example, but I can also go for a straight because I have here 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, which is also available. That's not too bad. And so I think in this case, I'm feeling pretty positive that I will be able to make one trick basically. So I will win one of those rounds here in this game, but for now I will play this card face down so no of the other players will know what I have played here. The same would be done by the other players. So here's the prediction card for Master Yoda, and last but not least we have R2-D2 here as well. Now all of the players will reveal their cards. So here we have a 2 from Yoda, I mean R2 of course. Here's the card for Yoda, that's also only a 1, and you might still remember we had 1 as well. Now we are all aware what all the other players predicted in respect to the amount of wins or tricks they are going to take during this round. Next, the players will place bets on those players who they think will not be able to fulfill their prediction card. In the final version of the game, I think there will be some kind of chips available in the player colors. In this game, we will just use the back sides of those prediction cards here. That's not a problem. And to be honest, I think that's pretty cocky here. So let's bet against R2. And I think Yoda, Yoda might think he's pretty high. I think he will play this bet against me in this case. That's already the bets on the, let's say, loss of the other players, because this way you can also score a lot of points. And then we will start playing cards. In theory, I could now play any combination of cards. I always have to play at least one card as long as I have cards on my hand, and then I'm pretty much allowed to play any number of cards. Of course, I'm only allowed to play a valid combination, so I could not play this 5 and a 7 here if I know there is nothing worth doing it. So in this case, I think I will rather stick to my straight. So I will play the 5, I will use the 6 there, I will use the 7 here, I will use the 8 here, and I think I don't need the 9 for now. No, I think I want to play the 9 from my hand. That's perfectly legal. So in total, I played my straight here, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And to be honest, I feel kind of confident. Now it would be over to Yoda, who will also play at least one card, but I think he will pretty much do the same that I did. So he will also play a straight. So that's 7, 8, 9 from the community, 10 and 11. So he's certainly higher than I am on the straight. We both played a straight, but of course his highest card, the kicker, is the 11 in this case, and this looks really like a very brutal kicker to me. And then R2-D2 will play his card. He will go for this 11 here. He knows he doesn't have any chance at all. So that's pretty much the first trick. Yoda won this one, so he will grab all cards of this round and will put it into one stack, and this will pretty much show that he currently has won one trick this round. As Yoda won the last trick, he's about to play the next card. He already has fulfilled his prediction, so in theory he doesn't want to win any more tricks this round, so he's it's kind of a tricky situation for him. So he will play this 10 right now. It's not really much, but of course all the other players also know, hey, this guy already won his first thing. So if he now exceeds his prediction, he will not score the extra point for his prediction. So in this case, R2-D2 thinks, hey, you can have my 5. What do you think about this? And now Yoda is kind of in a panic because he knows I'm also down to only one card. But luckily for Yoda and also for myself, I happen to have this 12 on my hand. So this is now the highest card of all the 3 that are played. So I will definitely win this one. And this also means I'm about to fulfill my prediction here. So Yoda, who bet against me, will not get his bonus points for betting against me. That's already a good news. So in this case, I will grab all the cards from this round now. And now R2-D2 will start the round. In theory, I would go first, but I'm out of card. Then it would go over to Yoda, but Yoda is also out of cards. So in this case, R2-D2 will start all of the rounds because he's the only player that's left for this round. And he's now in a very, very lucky situation because he still has 3 cards. So in theory, or not in theory, practically he will be able to do 3 tricks by that, and we totally missed this opportunity. So normally he wants to achieve his prediction of this card, but there is a Sonder rule available, because if a player happens to make 3 consecutive wins in a row, this would trigger a bar fight of some sort, and the player who triggered that bar fight will be the immediate winner of this round, and all of the other players won't get any points at all. So in this case, it's pretty easy for R2. He will play his first card. He asks, okay, anyone else higher than a 10? No, unfortunately not. First trick he did. Then he would play the second card. That's even a pair. Again, no other player will be able to play higher than his pair. And then he would play his third card, and this is a 1. We see a pair here. So in total, he just did 3 strikes in a row, basically. And so he will be the winner of this round. So we don't gain anything, even though we did our predictions right. We have some tricks we won. Normally you get 10 points for each tricks you are able to gain. In this case, we don't gain anything. He scores his tricks as usual. That's 10 per tricks. He made 3 of those, so that's 30 points in total. But because he triggered the bar fight and he won it, he gets an additional 30 points. So the minimum amount of points you get when you do this kind of work would be 60 points. And in this case, that's exactly 60 points for him. And he also gets this K. It's a Keilerei, a German word for this bar fight or a fight or a brawl or something like that. In this case, this triggers more or less counts the same way like you would have done your prediction right. So this was a very, very, very fortunate round for R2. Now we would move directly into the next round. So all of those prediction cards go back to their respective players. We would then also shuffle all of those cards back into the deck. And then we would start our next round by revealing the next card. So in this case, each of our players get 4 cards instead of 5, and we will see 4 community cards during this round. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards for us. And then let's reveal the remaining 3 cards here. So again, in total we have 4 of those community cards. After we checked our cards, we will all play our prediction card accordingly. That's the card for Yoda, and that's the card for our droid here. Now we would reveal those cards. Let's start here. Okay, he thinks he will only make 1. I'm also relatively sure I will do 1 myself. And Yoda is aiming high and thinks, of course, those are hidden from the other players. Yeah, Yoda thinks he will make 2 wins this round. Now we have to make our bets. And to be honest, I think 2 seems to be pretty greedy. So I think I will bet against Yoda in this case. Yoda will bet against R2-D2 this round. And yeah, R2-D2 will... that's tough. That's tough. Maybe he will also bet against Yoda during this round. Now R2-D2 will start the very first round because he won the last one. And because he only really wants to take or win one of those tricks, he will play this 5 here. With this, he's pretty confident he will not make it. Then it's our turn to play, and I think I want to play my flush this round. So those are 3 green cards that fit pretty nicely to those green cards here in the community. So that's a flush, and a flush is relatively high somewhere here in the middle of it, so that's pretty cool. And then it's Yoda. He will just play his 1 because he knows he doesn't have a chance this round. So this means I won this round here. So let's grab all those cards. So I already did my predictions here, so I really want to make sure to not take any more tricks. But on the other hand, I also want to make sure that none of the other players will be able to take 3 tricks in a row, because we just know what happened, because this could give the other players 60 points, at least 60 points. And the main problem is we don't gain anything. That's really a bad thing, and we don't want this to happen. I won this trick, so I have to play my card now. So I will play this 8 here. Then it's our green Fent. He will play his 4, and this gives him a pair together with this one. So right now he's in the lead, and now it's R2, and I think he wants to win this round, because this way he can really make sure he makes his prediction or fulfills his prediction here. So he'll play the 9 and the 3. That's 2 pairs. So in this case, he would win this round. So yeah, let's grab all of those cards. Let's put it next to his prediction. And then he would start the very last round, at least for him. So he will play this 12 now. I'm out of cards, so I have to pass. And now it's Yoda who notices he has a problem. So yeah, I think he will play this card. This means he just lost the trick, so he will not be able to make it here. But this also means R2-D2 will lose his prediction, because he just made a second win this round. And then it's back to Yoda. He has to play this card. All of the other players are out this round, so he will automatically win this one, and this will trigger the end of this round. And now we come over to our scoring. Again, you get 10 points for each card you were able to win during this round. In this case, it's 10 points for Yoda. He doesn't get any bonus points because he was not able to fulfill his trick. Normally you get the same amount of points when you are right here. But in this case, he gets 20 bonus points because he bet against R2, who was not able to fulfill his prediction either. He overachieved, but this also doesn't count. So in this case, Yoda just scored 30 points in total, but unfortunately he's not allowed to get this cross here. For what this cross is important, I think I will cover that in a second. But first of all, let's finish the scoring here. R2-D2 won 2 cards here. That's 20 points. He was not able to fulfill his prediction. If this number would now show a 2, he would gain 40 points in total, which is quite a lot. R2-D2 bet against Yoda, which gives him another 20 points. So in total, he just scored 60 more points. But as well, he doesn't get a cross or a K here either. And last but not least, it's our scoring. We have 10 points. We were able to, basically get our prediction right, so that's another 10 points in total. That's 20 points, and on top of this we also bet against Yoda, so this means we just scored 40 points, and we are allowed to make or mark that cross down on our scoring round because our prediction was right. Okay, that's pretty much again the end of the round, and I think I will end my little walkthrough here. Maybe I just should explain you what those crosses or those Ks actually mean by the end of the game. As I mentioned, this game will last over 10 rounds, or if the player will be able to basically win 5 games in a row, this will then trigger a shootout, and then if the player would then also be able to win the next round, he immediately wins the game. So he will not do any scoring whatsoever. He can definitely win this game. It's something that doesn't happen that often, but it can happen and will basically, or is a potential way to shorten that game. But as you can see, the game is pretty short already. Let's have a look at the end game scoring. Let's just consider those are 10 rows now, or 10 games. I just shortened it up, so normally would have played at least 4 more rounds, but I just want to show you what those X's or what those K would mean, because they would grant you bonus points. So I think early on I mentioned that those points are not really worth anything. That's of course complete nonsense, but it's really important to have those X's in a row, because this determines the amount of bonus points you get in, let's say, addition to the points you achieved throughout the game. So in this case, you always take the longest consecutive rows of crosses and or Ks, and this will give you the multiplier by 10. So in this case, this is the longest row here because it consists of 2 crosses. In this case, he did this twice. You multiply this by 10, so this player just gets 20 more bonus point. Then it would be over to R2D2. His longest row is only 1 because, yeah, you see that for yourself. They're all broken down. So in this case, he scores 10 additional bonus points. And here we have 3 consecutive wins in a row. And this would mean we would gain 30 bonus points. And now we would add up all the score, and whoever has won the accumulated the most amount of victory points will be the champion of Half Pint Heroes. And yeah, this pretty much concludes my little walkthrough of Half Pint Hero. The artwork is pretty cool. You will definitely notice some of the characters that are printed on those cards. Not sure if you have an idea who this guy might be, but keep in mind you're looking at prototype components here. A lot of the stuff might be finished, but the final product may or may not look different to what you have seen here. I'm pretty sure about those card backs. They have changed that already. The final game seems to come with those betting chips, so you not use your whatever leftover prediction cards here, whatever they will be called in the English version of the game. On top of this, they also already changed the look and feel of those prediction cards. Of course, these are huge printouts from myself, so they will have a normal decent size. At least this is what I think, and this will pretty much show you how much points you will score when you do your prediction right. So this will already help you. I should have mentioned this special case. You can of course also predict 0. In this case you would gain 30 points in a 2 to 4 player games, or 20 points in a 5 to 7 players game. So even though you will not do any wins this round, you will still be able to score some points. And yeah, this will then apparently give you 30 or 20 points. I really hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough preview of Half Pint Heroes. Check out the campaign. Again, you will find a link to the campaign in the description of this video. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.